Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King, and today I'm going to be giving you part 29 of What If Naruto Was Given a Second Chance. Remember to get this one to 300 likes as usual, share this to all of your friends in social media platform, and also guys, stay in tune for What If Naruto Was a Godly Mage that I'm going to be posting later on this channel for you guys to enjoy. And I'm also going to be posting a new episode of What If Naruto was an OP Seal Master over on Anime King 2. So stay tuned for that. And I'm also going to be posting a new episode of What If Naruto Got His Memory Sealed Away. So stay tuned for that as well, guys. And remember, if you're new, to go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying and talking back to all of you. So yeah, without further ado, what do you say we begin this new episode? Start the intro. So, the last time we left off, as Baki was worrying, the Hinasand village was in bad state right now. As the first thing was, Gaara was captured, Temari and Conqueror were poisoned. They have already sent for help from Konoha, but it has yet to arrive yet. But he was just praying that he would arrive soon. Meanwhile at the gates, a Sand Kunoichi named Maki suddenly saw a flash as all of them turned and pulled their weapons. But they calmed down when they saw who it was. It was none other than the Golden Blur himself. As they were quickly led towards a hospital, the group was led there as Sakura got to work. As Temari and Conqueror went after Gaara attackers. Before Naruto came in, he summoned a bunch of clones that started to scour the area. Meanwhile, Zetsu had saw them as he went to report to the leader rather quickly. As Pain told Zetsu to inform Sasori and Deidara to keep on moving, as Sasori's first puppet was completely destroyed by Temari. As he hopped on Deidara's bird as they started to fly out of there, when Naruto clones attacked them. As they started to destroy the clones, but one of them got close to Deidara and touched him. And he should know to never let the Golden Blur touch him, if he was his enemy. Some time had passed as Naruto relayed the information back to Kakashi. Temari and Conqueror was just starting to wake up as she saw Naruto there. Naruto walked over towards her as she begged him to bring back her brother, as he told her that he would rescue Gaara no matter what. As Kakashi was a bit against the idea of Naruto going up against the two of them alone, but after explaining the situation, they went along with it as Naruto teleports Sakura, Sasuke and Kakashi towards the forest edge, where he teleported off to the rest of his Harashin Kunas as his clones set up, as the group was supposed to follow him and catch up with him soon. As Naruto chased after Deidara and Sasori, but Kakashi and the group was stopped by Itachi and Kisame, as the clone Naruto was with them to instruct them where Naruto was going. But Naruto informed Kakashi that these are just fakes. Kakashi was, well, surprised how Naruto knew that. But they begin the battle as Kisame really wanted to crush Naruto, but he was furious to realize that he was just a clone. Meanwhile, Naruto flashed towards Deidara and Sasori, as Naruto kicked away the both of them off the bird, grabbing Gaara right out of the bird and destroying it. It was then the battle started as Deidara summoned a C2 dragon as Naruto sent away Gaara with one of his clones. The battle was furious as Naruto was flashing all around the area as he was not even using Sage mode, as either the Fox Chakra, just using his own and some ridiculous lightning techniques. After beating the crap out of the both of them, he captured them in a lightning storm dome as lightning started to shot them all over before Naruto made it go critical. The thing imploded upon itself, incinerating Sasori and Deidara without leaving any trace behind. After the battle was over, Naruto fell to one knee as he was pretty exhausted, as he told Kurama that why should he use his power on these weaklings? They don't deserve a taste of his power, as he gave Kurama praise, so he wouldn't be pissed at him not using his power either. The battle had stopped. It seems like they were able to take out the clones of Itachi and Kisame, as Zetsu went back to the hidden rain, as Pain was furious after hearing what he heard. As Naruto leaned up against a tree and propped Gar up against the tree as well, waiting for Gar to wake up. So yeah guys, so it's basically as we left off. You guys can switch across the blade and check out for yourself. So what is to begin this new episode? We begin this episode at the hidden rain. None other than Tendo Pain was sitting on a ledge. Recent events had made him quite angry. They have lost 2 members, and to what Zetsu told him, as it seems like the golden blur hasn't even used what he's fully capable of yet, not even using that single ounce of the Kyuubi's power after what Zetsu saw. And that made Pain quite furious. It just ticked him off to no end. He heard something behind him but he didn't turn, as a deep voice then spoke. It seems like he's more trouble than we thought. It doesn't matter. He's still only a man, Pain said. And when faced up against someone like me, he is nothing. I really don't think so. What? Said Pain, as he turned to face the man, looking at the so-called real leader of the Akatsuki, Madara Uchiha. It has been 4 years since he faced off against Orochimaru, and he was able to manifest 4 tails of the Fox Chakra. And he was nothing but a brat back then. Do you think he has been wasting time all these years? For 1 year, he went completely off grid with Jiraiya. Zetsu couldn't find anything on him. He was nowhere in the elemental nations that we could see. I believe he was doing some secret training to control the Fox power. And given how the boy he's literally holding back against S-rank criminals like Sasori and Deidara might not be the strongest in the bunch, but still, you can tell that he's incredibly strong. I don't think that you could defeat him that easily. You better watch your tone, said Pain. Or have you forgotten? I have never lost a single battle in my life. Yes, I know that. But up to this point, have you faced anyone like him? I think he is far surpassed his predecessor, Jiraiya of the Sannin right now. And how do you know that, Pain said? It's just a speculation. And not to mention the unknown. We still have no idea what kind of abilities he's using to produce such destructive techniques. It's not just pure lightning, it's something else manifested at the purest form. So do you really think that you can take him lightly? As Pain said nothing, but he got to his feet as he looked over the hidden rain. I have already told you I've never lost a single battle in my life. Yes, I know that, said Madara. But I have something else. What do you mean, Pain asks. I believe if Naruto Uzumaki stepped into a battle with you, with his head fully focused, it will be difficult. Not to mention, in these bodies, you're not at your 100%. If you had your original body now, there would be no thought that you could easily bring him down. After all, you are one of the most powerful men in the world right now. And that's right, said Pain. Yes, but currently, at your usage, you are getting weaker and weaker by the day. Am I wrong? As Pain said nothing. Well then, when the time comes for you to battle him, precautions have to be met so that the battle will end in your favor. Besides, you've always had a grudge on Konoha anyways. As Pain said nothing, just looked at Madara. And we don't want him coming in with a clear head. I will be in touch, Madara said, as he disappeared in a swirling vortex. Once he was gone, someone stepped forward. What is he talking about? Said Konan. Pain turned back towards his city as he looked over it. He believed that I don't have the necessary power to defeat the Golden Blur. Konan said nothing as Pain turned towards her. Do you not believe in me as well? He asked. Of course I do, she said. But given recent events, things have shown to be quite difficult. Up to this point we don't know what he's truly capable of. And as you can see from Zetsu's report, he was able to take out Sasori and Deidara by himself. And from what Zetsu said, they barely landed a hit on him. As Pain said nothing, he just looked over his village. But it didn't matter to him either way. That boy will get what is coming to him. Meanwhile, Gaara slowly stirred, finally regaining consciousness. As he opened his eye, rather slowly. It was late in the afternoon, you could see that. and he was being carried. His danger senses quickly ticked off as he remembered what happened. He is still in the clutches of those Akatsuki enemies. As Gaara didn't feel any restriction on his body. He could mold his chakra, but weakly right now. But still, he has a chance to escape. Oh, so you're finally awake, are you? As Gaara was surprised when he heard that voice. Was it? Gaara slowly turned his head to see smoke. As a small smile came on his face instantly when he realized who it was. He was being carried by a clone of Naruto, as Naruto's walking next to them smoking. You know, that's a bad habit, Gaara said. My sister has told you numerous times about that. Well, it calms my nerves, said Naruto, as he took the last draw of the cigarette, as he flicked away the butt. Given that you're here, I assume that the Akatsuki members are dealt with, said Gaara. Well, what did you expect, said Naruto. Always overconfidence. Well, if I didn't have it, I wouldn't show it, said Naruto. You know, this would be a lot easier if you would have just made me mark you with my Harishing mark, Naruto said. I thought I could take them on my own, said Gaara. They proved quite troublesome though, were the one that I face off against. He threatened my village, and as you know, I would do anything to protect it. I know what you mean, I already got the report, said Naruto. That was a tricky move he used against you, because he know that you will save the Hidden Sand no matter what. But it doesn't matter. Right now, the both of them are somewhere in hell. Was it you alone? Gaara asked. No. I have Sasuke, Kakashi, and Sakura with me. Temari and Conqueror were poisoned. What? Gaara said. Don't worry, said Naruto, calming down. Sakura was able to heal the both of them and gave them medicine. So by the time we return, they should be fine, you know? Gaara breathed a sigh of relief as he looked down at the clone that was carrying him on his shoulder. I thank you for your help, but I'm able to walk now, said Gaara. Are you sure? The clone asked. Yes, Gaara said. The clone placed him down as Naruto looked over at Gaara. Gaara stood on his feet for a few seconds before stepping forward as his body felt, recovered. After being knocked out for so long, the yokai of Ichibai was still in his body as it had slowly healed him along the way. The clone nodded and then poofed away. You know, we're a distance away from the Hidden Sand, said Naruto. The fight dragged out longer than I thought. My team is on the way though. Gaara then turned behind him as his eyes went wide. Well, was this the explosive one doing? Nah, that was all me, said Naruto. You see, he was trying to explode, so I had to push off a neutral force to destroy him before he could. And not to mention his other partner, Sasori. Sasori was here? Yeah, it seems like he didn't want to come in the village, Gaara, so they sent Deidara after you. But it seems like he used your village weakness against you. Because I know, if it wasn't because of the village, you would have crushed that guy. Of course I would, said Gaara. But thank you, Gaara said. As you spoke in the past, that you would be here to help me if anything. When I woke up a moment ago, I thought that I was still in the enemy clutches. But I'm happy to see that it was you. Come on, said Naruto, stop with all the praise. And besides, we're friends. Friends do these kind of things for each other. Yes, I suppose you're right, said Gaara. Well, you're gonna be a lucky man tonight, said Naruto. What do you mean by that? Gaara asked. Well, before I left, Matsuri, she had begged me to make sure that you come back alive. And I told her, I will do all in my power to bring you back. Oh yes, Matsuri, said Gaara. Come on, said Naruto. It's been over 2 years now since I told you. You mean you haven't even done anything yet? Naruto asked. I'm afraid with my duties and everything, I was unable to do crap, said Naruto. You're just buying time. Don't tell me you're shy, Gaara. Because back then you weren't so shy. You used to just talk what was ever on your mind. As Gaara looked away, as Naruto chuckled a bit. What's so funny? Gaara asked. Well, you're definitely shy, said Naruto. I'm not shy, Gaara said. To be social with someone like you are is different for me. I've never done it before, so it's hard. Wait, what are you talking about? Said Naruto. Wait, what are you talking about? Said Gaara. As Naruto started to laugh. Just kidding, I'm just messing with you, said Naruto. And besides, you don't have to go so hard at the first. Just ask her out on a date or something. to grab drinks with you. I mean, remember back then, said Naruto. Flashback. 3 years ago, at the Hino-san Kazakage's office. I thank you once again, Gaara said, as he was in the office with Naruto, as Naruto had saved some sand genins after the Jonin got injured by a large group of bandits, and Naruto had even helped them get back here. It's no problem, Naruto said. After all, you do what you can to help your friend comrades in need, am I right? I suppose that is right, said Gaara, as he looked towards Naruto. Before he could say anything else, there was a knock on the door. As he turned towards Naruto, before turning back, come in, he said. Suddenly, a girl entered the room. She had brown hair that came down to her face, as 2 spikes at the front, and she had black eyes. She was dressed in a grey skirt with high black boots, silver metal arm guards, as she had on a dark blue shirt and a brown vest over it, her headband tied around her neck. Matsuri, said Gaara, as it been completed. Yes, Kazekage-sama, she said, as she stepped forward and placed a scroll on his table. Gaara opened the scroll, as he looked at it with a small smile. Thank you, Gaara said. Job well done. As Naruto saw the girl blush at his praise, he then looked at Gaara to see Gaara not even noticing that. As Matsuri nodded, I'll be off then, she said, as Gaara simply nodded at her as she left the room. What is it, Uzumaki? Asked Gaara. Don't tell me you didn't see that, Naruto asked. What do you mean? Gaara said. Man, you're clueless, said Naruto as he got up. Where are you going? Gaara said. I'll be right back, said Naruto as he ran out of the room. Hey, you there, Naruto called. The girl turned around. Me? Yeah, you, said Naruto as he stepped forward. Your name's Matsuri, right? Yes, she said. So what is it that you... Sorry, you see Gaara's kind of... Well, he doesn't know how to deal with these kind of emotions that you're pushing on him right now. What are you talking about, she said. Come on. I'm a lot different from Gaara, Naruto said. You like him, don't you? The girl's face instantly turned red. What are you talking about, she said, looking everywhere but Naruto's eyes. As Naruto stepped forward. Come on. He's a great guy. And I can see that you like him. A lot. As Matsuri looked at Naruto, as her face was still blushing red, she could barely contain her blush. Of course I like him, she said. He's the Kazekage. He's our leader that we should all respect and like. Oh, not that way, said Naruto. I mean you like him, if you want me to say that. As Matsuri looked away, but she didn't say anything. I guess I hit it right on the nail. So, you see that he hasn't seen your advances, right? What are you talking about? I mean you blush intensely, looking at him with those dreamy eyes. But he doesn't really notice those things. He's just different that way. But I can help you. How? Well, Gaara is one of my best friends, said Naruto, and I would love to see him get together with someone that truly care for him. Really? Said Matsuri. Of course, said Naruto. So, what can you do, she asked. I'll get Gaara's opinion on it first. I'll return back to you, okay? As Matsuri nodded, before Naruto headed off. Hey, what's your name, she asked. Oh, it's Naruto. Naruto Uzumaki. Matsuri then took a better look at him, as she has been hearing some rumors about this blonde Konoha ninja that has been doing some spectacular things in the world. As she wondered, was that him? Naruto came back to the office. What was that about? Gaara asked. Do you like Matsuri? Naruto asked. What do you mean? Gaara said. Exactly what I said. Do you like Matsuri? Well, of course I do, Gaara said. She's a fellow. No, not in that way, Naruto said, cutting him off. I mean, do you like her? I want to be with her. As Gaara looked away. Come on, don't tell me that you're shy. As Naruto sighed. Well, I guess we'll have to work on that. What are you talking about? Gaara said. Just follow these steps, and you will be with her in no time. End of the flashback. So you're telling me, you didn't do anything that I told you? I was busy, Gaara said, looking away. I had a lot of work to do. Lot of work to do, my ass. You just didn't want to do it. Come on, she's crazy about you. And she's still up to this point. And tonight is the best chance you returning back after everyone thought that you were going to be taken away from them. So yeah, tonight's the best night. Best night for what? Gaara asked, as Naruto simply smiled. Time skip. Sakura, Sasuke, and Kakashi. They were hopping from tree branch to tree branch. Kakashi-sensei, said Sakura, as Kakashi looked up ahead along with Sasuke, as they then came to a landing. As Kakashi quickly looked over the both of them, Naruto wasn't wearing his black shirt that he was wearing, instead he was wearing a grey monster shirt now. But other than that, he seemed to be completely fine. How did it go, said Kakashi. Well, Gaara is here, so yeah. You have nothing to worry about, said Naruto. Wait, did you defeat the both of them? Asked Sakura. Well, I had to, didn't I, to save Gaara, said Naruto. As Gaara then spoke, I thank you all for your assistance in helping me, Gaara said. Oh, it's no problem, said Kakashi. It's been a long time, Uchiha, said Gaara. That it has, said Sasuke, as the both of them looked at each other. You know, the both of you are a bit the same, personality-wise. What are you talking about? Asked Sasuke. Well, if you don't figure that out, I'm not gonna tell you, said Naruto as he started to walk off. As Kakashi just watching the retreat, he will have to get a report from Naruto later. Time skip, as Temari, Kankuro, Baki, and a large force of sand ninjas were out. As a toad appeared and gave them a message that their Kazekage had been rescued, and he's returning shortly. As all of them were happy, they were beyond happy to hear that Gaara was okay, and know they were out here waiting for him. As Temari had a smile on her face, she never doubted Naruto one bit, as she knew that he would always come through for her. As Matsuri was there as well, as she couldn't wait to see Gaara, even though things hadn't escalated how Naruto wanted it to. Well, they had talked more often, but they hadn't really talked on a personal level, which she really didn't like because she wanted to escalate it, but it was just difficult. After all, he was the Kazekage. What was she gonna do? Well, she was just happy, as Naruto promised her that he would rescue Gaara. And they did. Hey, look there, said one of the Genins, as everyone turned to see four figures walking come to them. All of the Sand Ninjas started to celebrate and cheer as they made their way forward. As Gaara stepped forward to see his people greeting him with so much love and affection as he looked around at all of them. Yes, things have really changed back then, when they used to look at him with hate and contempt. As he looked towards Naruto, he was the big reason why. As all of them were cheering Kazekage and welcoming him back, and they were happy to see him, and that only made Gaara smile, as he was extremely happy to hear that. Looks like you have gotten quite famous, Gaara. As Naruto then saw Matsuri coming, suddenly Gaara was enveloped in a hug. As he stood there, just looking down at Matsuri, before she broke the hug. Sorry, Kazekage-sama, she said. I was just happy to see that you have returned. No, it's okay, Gaara said, a bit awkwardly. Thank you, he said. You know, what would make this more better? If you'd actually come and give him a kiss instead of a hug, said Naruto. As Matsuri instantly blushed. Even Gaara was blushing a bit, making Naruto laugh. Before Gaara was enveloped in two hugs once again. This one by Kankuro and Temari. I'm glad you're okay, the both of them said. Yes, Gaara said. And I'm glad to see the both of you back on your feet as well. I heard what happened. As Temari turned her head as she looked towards Naruto, who gave her a wink. Thank you for your help as well, Grey Blair, said Kankuro. Oh, it's no big deal, makeup boy, said Naruto. As Gaara then turned. You should all stay for some proper accommodations, for my thanks for you guys rescuing me. Well, that's good enough, said Kakashi. But we have to, of course, said Naruto, cutting Kakashi off. Besides, I'm sure Bachan wouldn't be upset that we took a 1 or 2 day vacation after saving the Kazekage. Am I wrong? As he looked towards Sakura, and then looked towards Sasuke. As the both of them turned towards Kakashi, he was the leader of this mission after all. Alright, said Kakashi. If anything, we will just say that it's Naruto's fault. Yes, that sounds like a good idea, said Sakura. Yeah. Blame the dope, said Sasuke. You say that now, but I'm not the leader of this mission, said Naruto, as he started to walk off along with Gaara. Damn it, he's right, said Kakashi. Time skip. Later that night, Gaara was currently in his office, putting some things away after that nasty explosion, as some things are getting real messed up. But the works will have to be started tomorrow, seeing that part of his office was blown up, but he was checking on the paperwork to make sure that everything was there. Where are you taking me, Naruto? Asked Matsuri, as he was holding on to her hand. I mean, god damn it, it's been 3 years. What are you guys, snails or something, Naruto asked. What are you talking about, said Matsuri. as Naruto turned towards her, as he pulled her inside the Kazekage office. "This is your chance," said Naruto. "Besides, you told me back then that you wanted to do something, and you knew that Gaara is not the type to first start anything. So tonight is your best chance to do something. What do you say you do something?" Naruto asks. "But what if he doesn't like you?" "Oh, trust me, he do. But it's just hard for him to just say it out loud like that. So, I'm gonna bring you straight to his office. He is alone right now." "What am I supposed to do?" she asks. "Come on, Matsuri. You're a nice, beautiful girl. Just let your natural third come out. He's gonna get a bit awkward in there, but you're gonna have to take the first step with him. And trust me, once you do, things are gonna flow quite easy." As she took in a breath and released it. "Alright," she said. "I've got this." "Yeah, you do," said Naruto. "Now go on ahead." As the both of them made their way. As Naruto knocked on the door. "Yes," said Gaara. Naruto then opened the door and pushed Matsuri inside before locking it. "Matsuri?" said Gaara. Hey Gaara. I mean Kazekage." "No, it's fine," Gaara said. "It is just the both of us here." As Gaara then looked towards the door. "I'm guessing Naruto has something to do with this. Us meeting this way." "Yeah, sorry about that. If you're busy I could..." "No, it's alright," said Gaara. "So how can I help you?" "Oh, well, you see..." As she looked away, "For the love of God," Naruto shouted as he stepped inside the office. "Naruto," said Gaara. "I mean, 3 years," Naruto said. 3 years. "I laid the foundation. I told the both of you that the both of you are into each other, but yet still, nothing happened. I don't understand," said Naruto. As Naruto grabbed onto Gaara's hand. What are you doing?" Gaara said, as he grabbed onto Matsuri's hand before linking their hands together. "Matsuri? He likes you, okay? He's just a bit weird." "Hey," said Gaara. "Don't hate me. Yeah, you're a bit weird," said Naruto. "But you're fine otherwise. And Gaara, she likes you. But she is super. I mean like 100% more shyer than you. And I don't know why though. I mean, just look at her. She's beautiful, isn't she?" "That she is," Gaara said. Gaara's eyes then widened. "Really?" Matsuri said. As Gaara thought to himself, "Did I say that out loud?" "Yeah, you say that out loud," said Naruto. "Wait, can you hear me?" "Nah, I can't hear you," said Naruto. "How are you doing this?" Uzumaki, Gaara asked. "Oh, let's just say I've done this before," said Naruto. Naruto then placed his hand on Matsuri's back and then placed his hand on Gaara's back before pushing the both of them together. As he then stepped away. As Gaara took a breath. "Yes, I do think that you're beautiful." "Finally," said Naruto as he stepped out of the office. "Make me proud, Gaara. Make me proud." And with that he exited and shut the door behind him. "So, what's now?" said Gaara. As Naruto sighed when he heard that. Well," said Matsuri. As she took a chance, she then leaned forward and kissed him. Hearing the kissing sound, a smile came on Naruto's face. His job here was done. And with that he headed off to meet up with his favorite out of the siblings. Moments later, as Naruto made his way towards the Kazekage mansion, as he looked up, a smile came on his face before it vanished in a sunshine. As he made his way on top of the roof. "You know, it's pretty late. What are you doing out here all by yourself?" Just waiting for you," said Temari, as she was currently sitting down. "So, where have you been?" she asked. "Oh, exploring the village, setting Gaara up with Matsuri." "Wait, what?" said Temari. "Come on," said Naruto. "I know you don't like the rest of the others getting to Gaara because they just like him because of his status now. But you do know that Matsuri has liked him for a long time. And she's just incredibly shy, right? She even told me that back then when Gaara was, she thought that he was cute, but she was just too scared." "Well, yeah, I know that," said Temari. "But I never thought that she would actually do anything." "Well, I had to give the both of them a big push," said Naruto. "And when did you started this?" 3 years ago." "You mean 3 years ago when you first came back here and we met up?" "Yeah," said Naruto. Flashback. After telling Gaara about Matsuri, as Naruto headed off to visit Temari, as he hadn't seen her since, he was interrupted when he had to go towards the council room when they were talking about his status. As Gaara told him that Temari should be home right now. She just came back from a long mission a couple hours ago, and Conqueror was out, so that only leave knock, knock. Tamar wondered who was at the door. As she went to go answer it, she didn't expect to see him though as she opened the door. She was surprised. He has grown. It has been about a year now since they last saw each other. She heard about some of his exploits around the elemental nation already, even though he's just starting out with Lord Jiraiya. Naruto-kun, she said. May I come in here to ask? Oh, yeah, she said, as she stepped aside. What are you doing here, she asked. What's the matter? Can't I come to visit one of the most beautiful girls in the world, he asked. Temari blushed as he placed a hand on her chin. And besides, we were wrongfully cut off some time ago, weren't we? She then punched him on the shoulder. And you didn't come back to visit me for a year, you ass, she said. Sorry about that. You see, Jiraiya kind of took me under his wing and we were going all sorts of places. And every day he wanted to do this and go there. I didn't really much have time, said Naruto. As Temari's eyebrow twitched. What's wrong, said Naruto. You have the Hiroshin. You can teleport everywhere and anywhere you want. Well, yeah, but I was nowhere near the land of winds, said Naruto. So it's gonna be hard for me to teleport here. Come on, he said, stepping forward. Can you find it in that beautiful, big heart of yours to forgive me? As Temar glared at him a bit, why should I? Because it would literally break me to know that I would never be a part of your love and your affection. As that made her blush once more. He was always doing this, always getting to her in these sensitive matters. She needed to find a way to completely stop this. Wait, did she want it to? No, she didn't really. He then stepped forward as she was completely caught off guard and he kissed her. But she broke the kiss and stepped back. You know, I'm not just some toy, she said, that you can just come and use whenever you want, she said to him, trying to hold herself back. Of course I don't think so, said Naruto. It's just because it's been a long time. I thought the both of us would be with the idea. And besides, the last time you told me that you made your choice. And am I wrong here? He asked, putting on a sad face, as Temara looked at him. God damn it, he's so handsome, she thought to herself. No, you're not wrong, she said. But as Naruto stepped forward, as he kissed her once again, this time she felt her whole body melt into the kiss, as she couldn't stop it this time, when his hands started to roam around her as he picked her up, making her heap. She couldn't help but wrap her legs right around him, as he started to move around the large mansion. After a while, he broke the kiss. Sorry, but I'm lost, he said, as Temar giggled. Well, you would be. You don't even know where my room is. But there's no one here, said Naruto. No, there isn't, Temar said. Perfect, Naruto says. He laid her on the couch. What are you doing, she said, as he pulled out the tag before going through hand sign, as he slammed the tag on the ground, as a large seal and array spread across the room, before it just vanished. That's a silencing seal. You're not planning to... Naruto jumped right on top of her on the couch, before pulling her and the both of them rolled on the ground, with him landing on his back and she dropping right on top of him. I mean, there's no one here, he said. And Gar is currently working right now. I don't think that he'll be back anytime soon. As Temar looked around, but her thoughts were quickly interrupted when his hand went under her shirt. As her mind got all flustered right there, she couldn't help it. As she leaned down and started to kiss him, this was a long-awaited thing that the both of them wanted to do. She couldn't hold herself back any longer. End of the flashback. Temar's face got all heated as she remembered when they did it that day, and it was just utterly amazing. To be truthful, she was out here waiting for him. From that day, they have been doing different things, different kind of styles and different kind of positions everywhere, and something new just came to her, and she wanted to talk to Naruto about it. Naruto-kun, she said. What is it, my dear? He asked. You remember Maki, right? Yeah, said Naruto. Nice girl. Well, you see, she kind of like you as well. As Naruto turned towards Temari. I'm surprised to hear this from you. Seeing that although you know about my CRE, you don't like it that much. Well, I don't, she said. But that's not what I'm talking about. As Naruto nerded his eyes at her, as he wondered, where's this going? Where he think it was going? We were talking recently, and I don't know how the conversation got there, but it turned into, well, talks about threesomes. As Naruto stood there, It was a long and tough conversation, but we've decided to give it a try, and we want you to be the other person. Naruto-kun, she said, as she saw that he wasn't moving, not knowing that there was a party going on inside his head. As he shook his head, oh yeah, he said, well, if that is what you really wanted to do, well, I figure, why not try it at least once in my life if I can, she said. Yeah, why not try it at least once, he said, with a smile on his face, as she gave him a small glare. Come on, don't tell me that you're not loving this. Naruto leaned down as he kissed her right on the lips, making her blush. Well, if it involves you, I wouldn't have any quarrel about it. Really? She said. Of course, said Naruto. Well, she's here. Wait, she's here now? Said Naruto. Yeah, she's in my room waiting. We were too nervous to stay in one place until you arrived, because the thought of this was just, well, it was exciting and a bit awkward, but we want to do it. Said Naruto. What's that supposed to mean? He said. Oh, it's natural for a female to try and seek out another female's body. Sometime might be comparison, or sometime it might be just curiosity to test the waters. Are you saying I'm into girls? She asked. No, not at all, said Naruto. But aren't you curious? Well, a bit, but I just wanted to try it, she said. And what was that about comparison? Oh, don't worry, Naruto said. You blew her out of the water by a long shot. As Temar smiled here and that. Well then, she said as she crawled through the window, making her way inside. As they arrive on the third floor, making their way down. Hey, is Kankuro here? Yeah, but you can just put up a seal so he wouldn't hear anything. As they arrived at the door, Temar placed her hand on the knob, as she was a bit nervous, but Naruto placed his hand on top of hers before turning it, as the both of them went inside. As Naruto saw Maki, as she was sitting down on the bed, as she was not in her uniform. She was in a grey shirt and dark grey shorts. Looking up at him, as she wasn't wearing the cover on her head, as her brown hair was blowing down loosely, as he saw that she was already blushing. So, said Temari as she sat down, as she looked at Maki. So, said Maki. You guys don't have to be shy, said Naruto. Not at all. And besides, this is something that you won't want to try, right? Yes, Maki said, refusing to meet any of their eyes. So why be shy then? Let's just have a wonderful time together. As Temari looked at him, before turning back to Maki, as Maki nodded. Do it, said Temari. As Naruto pulled out a seal and placed it right on the door, sealing off any sound that might leave the room, before sitting down right on the bed, in between them. So how do we do this? Said Maki. Like this, said Naruto, as he moved towards Maki and started to kiss her, as she leaned into the kiss rather quickly. Temari was feeling a bit lonely, until she felt Naruto's hand grabbed her right on her chest. When he broke the kiss when Maki was still leaning forward, as Naruto then leaned back a bit, and moved Temari forward a bit. The both of them hesitated for a few seconds, but they eventually leaned forward, as Naruto watched the both of them kiss each other. A smile came on his face as he just leaned back, enjoying the show right in front of him, before the both of them broke apart, until he pulled Temari right on top of him, as he pulled Maki as well, and the three of them shared a three-way kiss. It was rather sloppy and messy, but Naruto was having a wonderful time enjoying everything that was going on. As he closed his eyes, I have to thank you, God of Death, he said. If it wasn't for you, I would never be in this position ever again, because yeah, I would be dead, he said. So wherever you are, and whoever soul you're taking right now, I just want to say thanks, said Naruto, as things start to escalate rather quickly, till both him and Maki started to watch Temari stripped down to nothing, as it was Maki's turn next, making Naruto enjoy the show, as the both of them kissed as Temari stripped down Maki, as he just sat down in the bed, before he saw the both of them, fully naked, standing right in front of him. I guess you're really happy, said Maki as she looked down. As Temari looked down, I guess he is, she said, before the both of them moved forward. Time skip. As Naruto was at the gate, standing at the gate was Kankuro, Gaara, Matsuri, Maki, and Temari. As he was with his team, as Kakashi had sent a report to Snavy, but Snavy wanted him to come back as soon as possible. Well, one night was enough. Well, it was enough for Naruto, seeing that he had a wonderful time. I thank you all again for rescuing me, said Gaara. Oh, it's no big deal, said Naruto. Before Matsuri moved forward, as she hugged Naruto, as everyone looked at them. She breathed the hug with Naruto. Thank you for what you did, she said. So, said Naruto, did you too? Not that far yet, she said. As she then came closer. But we did kiss, and it's all because of you. Thanks again, she said. Oh, it's no problem, Naruto said. As Conqueror looked down at Gaara to see Gaara, cheeks a bit red. Was Gaara blushing? Why? As he followed Gaara's eyes to see Gaara looking at Matsuri. He then looked at Naruto to see a smug look on Naruto's face. As he wondered, as he looked at Gaara and then back at Matsuri. Hey, did they? As everyone turned towards him, but he shut his mouth. Oh, nothing, he said. As Naruto then looked over at Temari and Maki. Well, ladies, he said, stepping closer to them, so most people could hear. I have to say, last night was wonderful. Beyond wonderful. Perhaps next time, if the both of you are ever in the mood again, we can, he said, as the two of them blushed a bit. Well, we'll have to think about it, said Temari. Yes, she had a wonderful time, and it was completely different to another girl there. But she didn't know if it was a one-time experience, or if she wanted to do it again. As Maki didn't know as well. It was nice, and especially the part with Naruto. But she was so sure. Well, they will have to talk and think about it next time. Well then, I guess this is it, said Kakashi. Yes, said Gaara. Thank you all once again. I have already sent a message to Snavy, thanking her for you people and all your help. Hey, thanks again, said Kankuro, for healing us, as he looked towards Sakura. Oh, it was my pleasure, she said. Yeah, thanks, said Temari. Well, I guess this is it, said Sasuke. I guess so, said Gaara. Well, farewell. Naruto stepped forward as he hugged both Temari and Maki, as the both of them hugged him back. See you girls soon, he whispered, as he broke the hug and started to walk away. As he waved behind him, waving off everyone, as the rest of the group gave everyone a bow before they started to walk off. Moments later, as Naruto had a big smile on his face just walking, as Sakura saw that he was extremely happy. Naruto, she said, what got you in a good mood like that? Oh, it's just good to see Gaara and the others. See them? You mean on a personal level, Sasuke said. What do you mean, Sasuke-kun? Asked Sakura. Well, I saw him leaving out last night. You saw me? Said Naruto. Yes, I did. So where did you go? Sakura asked. Oh, just went to visit some old friends in the sand. As Naruto then went quiet, there was something that he did not get from Sasori. 4. Sasori to meet up with Kabuto at the Tenchi Bridge. Yes, he did not get a piece of information, but he believed everything is the same. It was the same thing that happened in his time, when they met up with Orochimaru at the Tenchi Bridge, when Yamato was with them transforming into Sasori, and the first time in 3 years when he saw Sakura and Sasuke, and he had to face off against the both of them. Yes, so he would have to tell Tsunade about this, and if he didn't show up, he could just say that he didn't know. Probably misinformation, or Kabuto didn't show up or something like that. But they will have to take the chance, because that snake bastard needs to die. It's been 4 years, and they haven't found anything on him. Not even Jiraiya spies, nothing, they have found nothing on him. But one way or another, he was going to die. Yes, he will. Meanwhile, at the hidden zone underground, we currently have Kabuto, as he was sitting down, right in front of his master. Yes, I want you to still proceed. I know that in the future, my former accomplices, they're going to become a threat to me. So might as well just take them out one by one. You're going to pretend like you're still under Saucer's influence. This is a perfect chance to test the Zone 4 and how much progress they have made. After all, they haven't been training and pushing themselves so hard for the past 4 years. I've created them special to be an elite group to get stronger and stronger, so they would be strong to take out him. Are you talking about him? Who else, Kabuto? But do you really think that they'll be able to take out the Golden Blur? Up to this point, we haven't have the full estimate of what he's truly capable of. It doesn't matter. have trained them specially. And not to mention the increase in their curse mark, and the amount of power they could output at first has been upgraded. It's time to see what they're fully capable of. I will have them go up against Sorcery. Sorcery is an S-rank criminal after all. Let's see how they will do against him. As you wish, said Kabuto. Meanwhile, distance away in the base, as 4 people are sitting down. The Sound 4 has really grown over the past 4 years. Orochimaru has been pushing them beyond their limits, even tinkering with their curse mark, so they could get stronger, as he told them that their goal was to kill the Golden Blur. They have heard about the Golden Blur and heard the things that he have done, but it doesn't matter because they would work for their master and destroy whoever he was up against. As they were in the shadows, hiding their appearance, suddenly the door opened up, as they were currently inside of a training arena that was inside. Around them was numerous of cursed warriors' dead body, the ones that have mutated and turned into creatures that are unrecognizable. Zone 4, said Kabuto. It is time that you finally test the field once again. Lord Orochimaru wants you all to be prepared. In a few days, we will be setting out to take care of the missing name, known as Sorcery of the Red Sand. As he then looked towards all of them, this will be a stepping stone to see if you're truly capable of taking down the Golden Blur. Neither of them said anything, but they were ready. Yes, indeed they were ready for whatever challenge was thrown their way. Time skip. Back at Konoha, as Navi was sitting down, Naruto has just heard the report. Kakashi was able to use his Monkey Sharingan to literally split Kisame into half. And then, a body, the strange body as he expected, showed up. Kakashi hasn't said anything about Naruto telling him that they were fakes, as he wondered why he left that out of the report. Sasuke was able to completely demolish that fake Itachi because Sasuke was going in for the kill, resenting Itachi's same way. And you brat, said Snazzy. I know that you had to keep them from getting away with Gaara, but going off on your own to take on 2 S-rank criminals. Snazzy sighed. You're becoming more and more chubby, she said. But at least you rescued Gaara and brought him back home safely. One more thing, said Naruto. Oh, and what is that? On defeating Sorcery, he told me something. He said that it was my prize as to defeating him. 10 days. Seeing that we already spent 1 day there. 10 days he was supposed to meet up with a spy in Orochimaru ranks to get information. Seemed like one of the sleeper agents that he was using as the fate bodies to control Itachi and Kisame. 10 days, huh? Naruto then pulled out a scroll as he placed it on the table. What's that? Snazzy asked. Temaru was the one that destroyed his puppet out in the sand to show the real body of Sorcery inside. So, I didn't see his outer shell, but she gave me a full description on what he, well, act like. I wrote down everything, said Naruto as he passed scroll to Snazzy. Really hate to be kept waiting. So what do we do about this, Sasuke asks. Well, last time you faced off against Orochimaru, you had him running. And that has been 4 years ago. And not to mention you have Sasuke now along with Sakura and Kakashi. Lady Hokage, are you going to send us? Asked Sakura. Seemed like you were the one to gain this piece of information, Naruto. Team 7 is the only one capable of going on this mission. Right now, Naruto and Sasuke, you two are more powerful than any others in your age range. And if you were to come upon Orochimaru right there and then, I want you to take him out. No capture, just completely eliminate him. He has been a threat for long enough, said Snazzy. But if not, I want you to capture this spy, so we can interrogate him and get information. So do you guys think you're up for it? Sasuke said. Sakura tightened her gloves. Of course, ma'am, she said. It shall be done, said Kakashi. And you, Naruto, said Snazzy. Oh, I'm just itching to fight that snake freak once again, said Naruto. Last time he got away from me. This time he won't. I told you to stop being so cocky, brat. Oh, trust me, I'm not. I know how dangerous he is. Not to mention, he should have taken a body by now. So he's gonna be ready for anything that we threw at him. So, it's precise that we be ready as well to take him down. No holding back. Full out assault. As Navi smiled. No, that's what I'm talking about, she said. Alright. You three take the remaining time off, so you can be well rested and ready for that day. As all of them nodded, dismissed, she said. Naruto, you stay here, she said. As the rest of them nodded and left. So, what's going on, Bachelor? Says he sit down. It's about the council, she said. Oh, about that, said Naruto as he pulled out a scroll. He then went through hand sign, release. As a large stack of seals appeared. Are those? Yeah, said Naruto. Well, I promise. We did need something for the Uzumaki clan after all. And my clan were always famous for their sealing. So as I promised, all of the new Fuin jutsus that could help Konoha in many ways and evolve the system. Well, this is perfect timing, says Natty. There's a council meeting that's going to happen in 10 minutes. Come with me, she said. I'm sure they will be happy to see all of this Fuin jutsu. And what wonders that they can do. Hey, did you get rid of the elders? Naruto asked. Well, yes, I thought about what you said. And I did. The only one that remaining is Danzo. He might use some political loophole to get on the civilian side, but that doesn't matter. I fire Homura and Koharu. Right now, Sarutobi is my elder in this. That's much better, said Naruto. And besides, the civilians don't really have that much talk. As Natty sighed, you know you can't just go around saying things like that. Well, I mean when it comes to ninja affairs. And we are ninjas, right? That you are indeed, said Natty. Come on, Brad, she said. Meanwhile, at the hidden zone Orochimaru hideout, Orochimaru was currently in his lab. As a mad chuckle could be heard, he's done something incredible. Yes, I finally achieved it perfectly, he said, as he was looking down at the table. A dark chuckle escaped his lips. Once you're out of my way, Golden Blur, and once I'm reunited with Sasuke-kun, I will take his body, and then there will be no one to stop me. No one in this world, he said. But guys, be in subscribe right here for the next part of this. Or know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. Well, for now, see you guys soon. Peace.